नमो आयर्याणं नमो वज्रायणं नमो लोये सवसाहुणं येसो पञ्चनमोकारो सवपावपनाशनो मङ्गलानं च सवेसिं पडमं हवै मङ्गलम्.
University of Madras, Department of Jainology. I extend a warm welcome to one and all. We thank him for having accepted the invitation of the university to be the external examiner to conduct the Viva-voce for Kushal Chand. So very briefly I'll tell about him and then I'll come to the other points. Professor Matthew is a Jesuit priest. He belongs to Satya Nilayam Research Institute at Tirvanmayur. He has served as the head of the Department of Philosophy of Loyola College, which functions from Tirvanmayur campus. Welcome you, sir. Thank you, sir. I welcome very senior Shravak ji, Mohan Malsa, Choredia, Gautam Chandsa Babuji, and there are many people whom I do not know. They are relatives of Kushal Chand. I welcome them all. My father is here, Amar Chand, who is here to cheer Kushal Chand. And Neelakeshi alone has come, and the other students, I think they'll all be joining us shortly. So I welcome each one of you. It's a very big day, especially for Kushal Chand and for the department also. This will be the second PhD under me, and there's another PhD coming up on 29th. One NRI from USA. He sat there and read all the texts and he's done his PhD. He's already a PhD from the science stream and he's done a PhD in our department. Apne samaj ke log, they do not think beyond BCom and MBA and engineering. And here we have a candidate who walked into the department, sir, for your information, he has done his BCom and then he did his MBA and then he's got 2 MPhils. And that is our Kushal Chand. And then his thirst to do more, to know more, to explore more, that took him so far, and he registered for PhD in 2012 and he submitted his thesis last year, and the external examiners have given very good, the examiners have given very good report, and today we have our external examiner who is going to examine the presentation of Kushal Chand, and he has to answer all the questions that the examiner puts to him. He has to pass the exam, and then the formalities or whatever the degree on him will be pronounced by the external examiner. So with so much of interest, he's done his PhD and I'm really proud of his work. And now I will not come in the way of the examiner and the candidate, and Professor Matthew is going to conduct the public Viva-voce examination. I will be silently watching along with you. And now over to Matthew sir to conduct the Viva-voce examination.
Thank you, and definitely this is not new to me to come to the University of Madras to conduct the Viva I have think more than half a dozen in here as well as the nearby colleges of the university. So from experience I have learned whatever happens now that Dr. Priyaji has handed over the mic to me, I would be the chair. Therefore, you will have to follow my instructions. The first instruction is put the mobiles in silent. By own, I request the candidate, Mr. Kushal Chand, to make a presentation of not more than 20 minutes. So over to Kushal Chand for the presentation on the thesis Jaina Business, an exploratory study of Jaina business ethics. Over to you, sir.
थैंक यू चेयर. त्रिशला के दुलारे, सिद्धार्थ कुल के नंदन, उन पावन श्री को सत सत वंदन, सत सत वंदन. श्रमण भगवान महावीर स्वामी के चरणों में कोटि कोटि वंदन नमस्कार करने के पश्चात उन्हीं की आज्ञा में विचरने वाले गुरु भगवंत और गुरुजी महाराज साहब को वंदन नमस्कार करने के पश्चात अर्थ विराजित भाग्यशाली आत्माओं को मेरा सादर जय जिनेन्द्र. Vanakkam and good morning. I welcome all from द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ जेनोलॉजी एंड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मद्रास छाजेट परिवार के सभी मेहमानों का स्वागत एवं अभिनंदन. It has been a very arduous and tedious task whose magnitude and difficulty may not be very clear to an ordinary reader of the thesis. My indebtedness to previous authors and translators of the Prakrit and Sanskrit literature is duly acknowledged with gratitude. It is with gratitude that I record my sincere appreciation of all the assistance I received from the University of Madras, which selected me for this scholarship and provided all facilities for the research. I express my special thanks and I am greatly obliged to Dr. Krishna Jain, Head in Charge, Department of Genealogy, for her valuable guidance during my research work. I express my special thanks and I am greatly obliged to Dr. Matthew sir for the timely coordination and coming from such a long distance for this Viva presentation and guiding us with his valuable suggestions. I am also indebted to Acharya Prakash Muniji, Acharya Vijay ji, Upadhyay Padam Chandra ji and Ganivarya Amar Padam Sagar ji who helped me with useful suggestions. Last but not my least, my grateful thanks go to my father, Sri Harakchand Sa, and my mother, Santi Devi ji, for their encouragement and blessings. I am extremely grateful for the many sacrifices made by my family members like Babuji sir, Gautam, Monlal sir, Churadia, Champalal sir, Suresh bhai, etc. and my brothers and sisters for their support and helping me in completing my Ph.D. thesis and this Viva. Overview. So my presentation will be in this form. First we will see background of the study, then statement of the problem, then research questions, then hypothesis, then objectives of study, research methodology, sources of data, data analysis, 12 vrats with atichars, limitations of research, findings of primary data analysis, findings of secondary data analysis, scope for future research. Background of the study. Business ethics is a very important branch of applied ethics since the 1950s. But even before this, there existed religious and moral ethics. Business ethics implies the study of moral right and wrong in business. It is most relevant in the application of moral values to business behavior and all aspects of business conduct, such as boardroom strategies, the treatment by the company towards its clients and employees, including other stakeholders. Ethics are an inherent dimension of all human reality. A question that is to be asked in this regard pertains to why companies do and need to engage in ethical practice. It has been shown in more recent times, especially with the decentralization of business and business processes, that companies play a large role in influencing the society. Corporate social responsibility has also been emergent for the same reason. Here it is therefore imperative to explore Jain business ethics. The present study therefore discusses and explores the role that Jain ethics can play in the scenario of present day business and business practices. In view of this, the canonicals of Jainism are examined through a review of literature. When we ask this question to the respondents, promoting business ethics and corporate social responsibility is important in the present day context. Do you agree? A massive 83% individuals have answered, yes, we agree. Statement of the problem. Jainism explores the worldwide view and philosophy that guides the Jain lifestyle. The Jain's worldwide view is based on the logic and knowledge, so it becomes necessary to relate Jain ethics with business ethics. Jainism shows a clear picture about the responsibilities of a business home. Anyone, whether a Jain or non-Jain, actively involved in attempting to resolve current issues such as violence, war, poverty and fundamentalism and so on would benefit from this overview. It has become imperative for us to understand business ethics in comparison with Jain perspective. Research questions. Following are the research questions. Research question 1. Is it possible to talk about business ethics in Jainism? Research question 2. Is ethical rating in Jainism an appropriate way to measure the CSR for the environmental, social, and economic performance of a company? Does Jainism focus on values, principles, concerns oriented to business stakeholders? Is it possible to confirm that business ethics in Jainism affect the value of corporate or generates or adds value of the firm in the long run? जैन धर्म को पालन करने से लॉन्ग रन में व्यापार बढ़ता है या नहीं बढ़ता है? बढ़ता है. हम जोर से आपसे आवाज सुनना चाहते हैं. जैन धर्म को पालन करने से व्यापार बढ़ता है? थैंक यू सो मच. Objectives of the study. Primary objective. The primary objective of the present research is to examine the extent to which Jainism as an ancient religion has contributed to empower present-day business methods. Secondary objectives. To explore the underlying history, philosophy, beliefs and practices of Jainism. To explore the Jain business ethics from the lenses of Guna, Ahimsa and Sravakachar. To examine the business success achieved by Jain businessmen through Jain philosophy, to explore the relationship between business ethics and Jain business ethics, to explore Jain ethics and the influence on social responsibility of business. Research methodology. The nature of the study is observational and theory-based, as it includes field study, data collection, and the disciplines of human sciences. The method employed is interdisciplinary, a mixed methodology. Mixed research is research that involves the mix of quantitative and qualitative research methods of gathering data. The research data is observed and explored from the grunts, agams, and modern research of scientific management. It is a humble attempt to find the relevance of the ethical codes found in the vast Jain ethical literature in relation to modern business ethics and corporate governance. The study focuses mainly on the contribution of Jain philosophical thought, though makes reference to other philosophical thoughts, namely Buddhism, Vedic, and Mimans, etc. Sources of data. To analyze business ethics and Jain ethics, two states are needed. Business ethics, that is corporate social responsibility, and Jainism. The researcher collects the above said data from books, agams, newspapers, magazines, journals, etc. Furthermore, a survey is administered to explore Jain ethics and its relevance in today's modern business ethics. Data analysis. The data is collected using a questionnaire and is analyzed using SPSS version 20.0, then coded in an Excel sheet, which is then imported into the statistical analysis software. The reliability of variable considered in the research was examined using reliability analysis using Cronbach's alpha value. Furthermore, exploratory factor analysis was performed to ascertain whether there exists any collinearity within the independent variables. Descriptive statistical analysis was performed in all items in the factors considered. Furthermore, correlation analysis is used to find the relationship between independent and dependent variables. Regression analysis is used to find the association between independent variables on the dependent variables. 5 anuvrats include Ahimsa, Satya, Achaurya, Brahmacharya, and Aparigraha. 3 gunavrats are Digvrat, Bhogupavak Pariman Vrat, Anarthadan Virman Vrat. 4 Siksa Vrat are Samayik Vrat, Deshvakasik Vrat, Poshatabos Vrat, and Atiti Samyava Vrat. Emphasis is on conquering these transgressions called atichars. Findings of the primary data. In the present research, organizational ethics practice is deemed to have a significant impact on Jain business ethics. Ethical practices have significant impact on Jain business ethics. Legal practices has significant impact on Jain business ethics. Sustainable development has significant impact on Jain business ethics. Conservation has significant impact on Jain business ethics. Personal ethics assessment has significant impact on Jain business ethics, and organizational ethics assessment has a significant impact on Jain business ethics. Findings of the secondary data. A list of the virtues which a layman ought to possess are provided as Margana Service Stravak Gun. These virtues are greatly related to ethical business values, like the Nyay Sampanna Vaibhav. Jains have been acclaimed for their commercial and profitable accomplishment all over the world to a great extent. Although most of the Jains are presently located in India, they have extended and initiated communities throughout the world. Ahimsa and Aparigraha, related to 3 jewels, recommends ethical activity and eliminates high economic activity for the well-being of society on a sustainable basis in a lifetime. In fact, greed is seen by In fact, greed is seen by Jains as a form of violence as its nature is exploitative. The principle of aparigra explains that possessiveness and materialism are the root cause of human bondage and prevent us from realizing true spiritual freedom and liberation. Asteya and Satya encourages Jains to be truthful and honest in their actions and not steal that which belongs to. It is clear that Mahavir's principle of non-violence is the highest religious duty, ahimsa paramo dharma, and mutual support towards all living beings is paraspar upagaraho jivanam, or conducive to the environmental preservation. Scope for future research. Firstly, the research restricts its scope within the examination of the ancient religion and its relevance of application in present-day method of business. However, the research has explored Jain ethics extensively and came up with suggestions that when these policies are adopted in business, entrepreneurs prosper and will also contribute significantly to the society. Future studies should emphasize in specific that the business success achieved through the adoption of Jain ethics by examining the perceptions of top Jain business entrepreneurs all over the world. In addition, it is found that Jains in diamond, jewelry, software, telecommunication, automobiles, finance and textiles as business entrepreneurs are flourishing all over the world. A need persists to examine how Jain business owners tend to prosper in such business even in international locations. However, future research with the aforementioned recommendations can consider the present research as a benchmark and a valuable tool to acquire insight about Jain philosophies which leads to business success. Thank you so much.
इन्होंने अपना प्रेजेंटेशन दे दिया है. अभी एग्जामिनर विल बी आस्किंग हिम क्वेश्चंस which he has to answer and after that the public can ask questions. So मैं आपको हिंदी में इसलिए बता रही हूँ ताकि आपको अगर उनकी बात समझ में नहीं आए.
I suppose you also have your copy of the thesis with you, Mr. Chand? Please take it. You know, I am very grateful to Dr. Priyadarshini Jain, whom I have very good association, as I used to come to teach at the Department of Christian Studies for MPhil students and other programs at the Department of Philosophy and in Satyanilayam. You know, we had good association, and she also contributed recently to a good article on spirituality from the Jain Ahimsa perspective, a beautiful article in a book that I coordinated, and it came out very well. So I know the research standards of Dr. Priya. Allow me to call her, because you are junior to me. Allow me to call that, you won't mind, I know. And you're also very well associated with IDCR and our other Jesuit centers. So on this, first of all, I congratulate you and thank you for giving me a chance to enter into a field which I have only familiarity as a student, but my familiarity as a philosophy teacher is in a different field. But of course, by the mere fact that we are approved research guides, we are expected to conduct examinations as and when the university appoints. We have no choice. So thank you very much for giving me this chance to read through something very interesting and very substantial, and definitely voluminous, I must say, voluminous, because it's pretty heavy too. And the university restricts it to 250, but you have gone up to even nearing 300, but the university has exempted you, so therefore all the best to you. The thesis, let me read out what I have observations, kindly note down as and when, and I'll specifically raise questions where you have to answer, and that will be indicated, right? The thesis, an exploratory study of Jaina business ethics done in 6 chapters with a prolonged introduction that highlights the methodology. I am of opinion that the thesis is reasonably well presented with careful and elaborate acknowledgement systems. Along with the 2 external examiners and Dr. Priyadarshini Jain, your guide and supervisor, I commend you for the work you have done. Moreover, both the examiners, the custom is that we have 1 foreign examiner and 1 Indian examiner. Moreover, the foreign examiner has noted that Mr. Chand has surveyed the primary sources that form the basis for an ethical worldview. So he has referred to the primary sources, no doubt, and that is acknowledged. The Indian Examiner has commented the thesis and notes that Jaina ethical principles have been highlighted well. Overall, I commend you for the hard work reflected in the study. Now, having raised these problems, these are the positives, the negatives of the thesis as I went through. I would like you now to carefully note down, and these questions have to be answered, or rather than answering the question, I myself know I will rephrase the questions. So therefore you may have to give me a way. My suggestion is you take the mic and with these observations, now I will raise some issues for discussion, which I am bound to by the responsibility interested to be, because external examiners have identified these questions, and based on these questions and the way you discuss, we will clarify further. So therefore, okay. There is also a question that is we need to take care. Can the selective principles and theories of Jainism related to business ethics be delineated, excluding the matter in chapter 3? What is your response to that question?
Yes, sir. It can be delineated. That is described in detail. But it is beyond the scope of this research. I can take this as a next DLET or any other thesis preparing, postdoctoral work. In that I can take this, or anybody can take this as a title and do the Ph.D. in that.
Okay. Now I open the whole house for any further discussion or any questions. I will definitely moderate, and whatever things that you can ask, you could raise questions. Introduce yourself.
I am Asthar Malavan, a civil engineer and layout promoter, builder in Chennai. I know Mr. Kushal Jain past over 15 years. I definitely astonished in Jain peoples. I think in Chennai, little bit below 10% are only doing the PhD, I think. Am I correct or not?
0.0001.
Thank you. Please add up to Kushal Chan, Dr. Kushal Chan. Yeah, head to. You both awarded to Dr.
Okay, your question please.
What's the concept, what's the thinking you do PhD?
What made you do PhD? Why you are a successful businessman. Why do you wanted to do PhD? That is the question. Come on. Easy question to answer.
To expose the Jain principles and how to do business, because there is no book about business ethics. There are very little. If you see a book on business ethics, only 10 pages on ethics. Other things they will be giving examples. But in my thesis, ethics is about 150 pages. All those ethics we are following and doing business, you can understand, you know very well. Once, sir, he was going to plant trees in his real estate layout. I told him, sir, that when you are going to plant tree, you plant mango trees. Let the poor people help by that. He said, okay, sir, I will do that. You have given a very good idea.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
They also follow, sir.
I am tempted to quote Tulsidas at this moment from my early stage of Hindi studies, but I shall not do that. Next question, please.
Reshma Bansali, guest faculty, Department of Jainology. My question is two-part. First, in your thesis, is there anything about implementation of these ethical practices in today's, and if there are, how do you manage to practically implement it?
To practically implement these things, you should have first Jain knowledge. You should have the knowledge of karma. You should know that, the karma word, no, it is very confusing. People think mera karma hai, they say it is kartavya. That is a different karma. Kartavya is different. But karma, jo atma ko lagte hain, wo different hai. People sitting here, most of the relatives, are following all the business ethics of Jain business ethics. Nyaya Sampanna Vaibhav. Because they know 10 साल के बाद में नहीं रहने वाला अन्याय से कमाया हुआ धन, तो दे डोंट गो फॉर दैट। जब जो रहने वाला नहीं हमारे पास, क्यों उसके पीछे भागे? न्याय से कमाए है ना, तो हमारे पास रहेगा।
Shall we close? Okay. Now I would invite all of you to pay attention to the final declaration that I need to do. And this declaration is the official declaration, and then afterwards we sign the document, and both of us sign the document and reach the university. Okay, my declaration is something like this: taking into consideration the hard work manifested in the research work, the interdisciplinary nature of the study, the relevance of the Jain principles as the paradigm of business ethics having been well documented, I recommend to the university authorities of the University of Madras that the thesis, an exploratory study of Jaina business ethics by Mr. H. Kushal Chand, be awarded the degree of doctorate. Please stand. Please sit. Over to you. Thanks. Vote of thanks.
So from now on we can address Kushal Chand as Dr. Kushal Chand. So congratulations, you'll have to wait for a minute.
तू तो जानती है मर के भी मुझे आती है निभानी कहीं, वही करना जो है कहना, जग घूमे